Yo, it's Nocturnal Thoughts. Before I salute this video, let me get one person to hit that subscribe button. I got a few things I want to talk about, then I'm gonna get out y'all way. Let me get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I appreciate y'all, man. Nocturnal Thoughts, what's happening with you? Let me get a real quick set in, chop it up, and then I'm out y'all way. All right. As y'all can see, completely empty. Just the way I like it. No interruptions. I might even get in one more set, but I want to keep this video real quick, real short. Earlier today, I was watching the Hurd versus Williams joint. You know, looking out for this fight tonight with Charlo versus Cota, which we all know. You know, this is kind of a letdown fight. We was looking forward to the Harrison fight, but due to a supposed injury, he backed out. Some people say he got clipped in sparring. You know what I'm saying? I think he got clipped in the first fight, to be honest. Hey, is Harrison making these guys in Detroit look bad? Because you know, he was doing a lot of this post-fight, you know, talking about Charlo breaking down and crying, and you know, what real men do, you know. So him backing out of this fight is looking a little suspicious. You know, is it an ankle injury? Did he have a injury, or was he hurt in sparring? You know, we don't know. I like what Charlo said in response when he was asked about the injury, the supposed injury, and he had a pretty decent response to it. But like I said, watching the Hurd fight, watching the Williams fight, it's just funny to me. You know, everybody got their own perspective on what they see in that ring. The commentating was off. Hazard's unofficial scorecard was off. He had Williams up, but they made it seem like it was a very close fight. But in my opinion, watching that fight again, Williams seemed like he sealed out every round. There were a few rounds in there that was kind of a tug of war back and forth, but for the most part, Williams, you know, did enough every round to almost take every round. It was a unanimous decision, but listening to the commentation and everything, listening to the unofficial scorecard, by round 6, you know, Hazard's had it 56-57. And he had given Hurd round 4 and 5, which, watching that fight, I know it's different when you're watching it live versus when you get to review it and go back and replay different, you know, parts you might not have seen or paid attention to. But it just makes me think about the Charlo fight versus Harrison, how you got such a, you know, a huge, unproportionate, you know, it wasn't a closeout. It wasn't unanimous in my opinion. You know, a lot of people was giving Charlo that fight, myself included. I felt like Charlo did enough to win the fight. It was a pretty close fight, and I wasn't just going adamantly against a draw, because I can see where the judges could score the draw, but I wasn't just ready to give it to Harrison. You know, to come and take a man's belt and take his championship, you have to do what Williams did to Hurd in his own backyard. That's what you have to do. You have to really seal the deal. You have to really let it be known. If you can't get a knockout, and look, he even had a knockdown early in the fight. He had him hurt numerous times in the fight. Harrison never hurt Charlo, and Harrison never had Charlo down. If he had done those things, one or the other, if he would have had him hurt, seriously hurt, or if he would have had him knocked down in one round, I would have fully been on the side of Harrison taking that fight. But in the most part, he did some decent boxing and points, but as far as who took the most punishment, it's obvious to me that Harrison took the most punishment. So leading up to this fight that Charlo is doing now with, I believe his name is Cota, you know, people are already saying that he's just a punching bag, that this is a bogus fight, whatever. I'm gonna still check it out just to see what kind of performance Charlo can bring. Maybe he's gonna make a big statement to let Harrison know that I'm waiting for you. But did Harrison back out? Do you believe in this injury? Do you think that this you think he's running, or do you just like you said before in an interview, if I wanted to hold your belts, if I wanted to not give you a shot, I would just fake an injury. And I know everybody's saying the same thing. That's very ironic, but in my opinion, let me get one more set. Quick set of 5. Hold on. All right. In my opinion, Harrison, not because he backed out of this fight, but because of the amount of trash talk he did, plus the fact that he's backing out of this fight, to me, he's making Detroit look bad. Because a lot of people were supporting Harrison after he won that championship. You know, he did one for the D, pause. And I can respect that. I don't know a lot about Harrison, but just watching his mannerisms after the fight and during what was leading up to the rematch, the way he was presenting himself, the way he was talking, like I said, I was on the verge of I was undecided, but watching the way he was talking, by the way he was talking, I was starting to look at him like, first of all, you just have to back up everything you're saying. You can't write a check with your mouth that your ass can't cash. And to me, it was evident in the first fight that it was obvious that he took on some punishment in the first fight. He did some good boxing, but he got caught a couple of times, and when he got caught, he got rocked. So just in comparison to the J-Rock fight, Williams, if he had done what Williams did in that fight, I would have had a totally different perspective, but he did. To me, he outboxed him in a few rounds, but in the most part, it was either a draw or he lost that fight. Now that he didn't do enough to win the belt, but we didn't get to see the rematch. I know it's a huge letdown, but I will be checking out some of the fight tonight with Charlo, just to see what he brings to the table, and if he calls out Harrison at the end of the fight, which most likely if he knocks this guy out, he's going to be calling Harrison out, and therefore Harrison's going to have to fight him. Can't run forever, can't hide and run forever. I'm not trying to say he's a runner. I don't know. His ankle injury can be legit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, I don't want to accuse anybody of faking an injury, but I'm just saying it looks pretty suspicious. Other than that, I did want to real quick. Oh, Amazing Eric. Yo, from Nocturnal Thought. If you haven't checked out Amazing Eric, spelled with the E, Amazing Eric, I'm giving him a shout out. He's one of the dopest YouTube channels right now that's dealing with fighting and boxing. He's right now sitting at about 5,000 or 6,000 subscribers, and I keep saying every time I watch one of his videos, he should be up to 50 minimum. 50. I should be I should be at 5,000. You know what I mean? He should be at least 50 to 100K in videos off the chain. But he did give me a shout out on his video to Nocturnal Thoughts. If you want to check out his channel, it's Amazing Eric. He just did a video about Sean Porter versus Errol Spence. And you know, every single time he drops a video, I'm trying to be the first one to watch him actually and leave out my hashtag shout out. So I finally hit the lottery. He finally gave me a shout out. I appreciate you. I enjoy what you do, man. You keep the videos coming. You inspire me. You motivate me. But yeah, the Errol Spence versus Sean Porter. First of all, what he said, you know, made so much sense, and I totally agree with Sean Porter. First of all, he had to fight Errol Spence eventually. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that most likely Sean Porter and his dad saw enough flaw in Errol Spence's performance against Mikey Garcia to think that they might have a shot. And most of it was due to the fact that Mikey Garcia did not get knocked out, and that you know, Errol Spence, he came in that fight a little emaciated. You could tell he had to diet down hard. You could even see right before their first weigh-in, he was still holding on to some weight, and he said, a lot of people don't think I'm going to be able to make this cut, but I got this under control. He came in weighing whatever he weighed, but you could look at him. You can look at him and see that he had to do a lot to cut down to that amount, and you can see that he had blew up. You can see that he put on a lot of weight in between his last fight. So if he stays in shape, if he stays close to his fighting weight and his body acclimates and adjusts to it, as long as he doesn't blow out completely out of proportion and gain too much weight and has to cut down too much, he can come in the same as he came in against Carol Brooks, and the same as he came in against I forget the other guy he just destroyed. But my point is this: I agree with Amazing Eric 100%. If you say, you know, as long as he stays in great shape and he doesn't have to cut down too much, he will come into this fight. If he comes in optimal, I don't believe Sean Porter has a chance to defeat Errol Spence. I don't think he has enough arsenal or enough tools in his toolbox. He can sharpen them. He can come in at his best, which I just think Sean Porter's best is kind of behind him. I think he's on the other side of the mountain, and Errol Spence is on his way up to the top, to the peak. So at this time, I think this is the best time, honestly. This is the best time for Sean Porter to try to take advantage of any flaw and any weakness in Errol Spence. But I feel like it's going to be a pretty obvious outcome. You know, I don't know if I see a knockout coming, but I'm looking to, if Sean Porter comes in very aggressive and he comes in with that same style he came in with, you know, Adrian Broner and Keith Thurman, you know, so on and so forth, I think he might get sparked. You know, I think Errol Spence is, if Errol Spence comes in, you know, with that vicious attack on the body like he's known to do, if he goes to that body, eventually he's gonna at least you're gonna see Sean Porter go down. He might not knock Sean Porter out, because I'm not banking on a knockout with Errol Spence, but he's gonna put Sean Porter down. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that if Errol Spence comes in, and which I'll be able to tell further when you look at the weigh-ins and look at some of their training and everything like that, but if Errol Spence comes in at his peak performance, I guarantee you Sean Porter's going to touch the canvas at least one time, no doubt about it. So I'm going to do one more set, get out y'all way, video 15 minutes. To all my new subscribers, I appreciate y'all. I like chopping it up. To all my old subscribers, keep rocking. I appreciate all y'all comments, all y'all subscriptions. Check out Amazing Eric, and shouts out to everybody else I always watch. Showbiz is dope, Dante's Boxing Nation, Boxing Physique, everybody else that's out there in the boxing world. This is Nocturnal Thoughts. One more set for y'all, and then I'm out. Hopefully I feel strong, because today is an off day for me. Let's get a strong 8. I get 8 of these bad boys. All right. Hey, till next next time. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Nocturnal Thoughts, I'm out. Peace.